be as cold down there. Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're heading down to the Four Corners area. We may have a little bit of weather to contend with, possibly rain, maybe even a little bit of snow. Don't tell Steffi. My sister and my dad are meeting us down there. Jesse and Al aren't coming because I guess they just don't like camping anymore. I don't know. But we're gonna check out some old, ancient Native American ruins. We're gonna drive through Valley of the Gods. Try to learn a little bit of history along the way. Kind of just try to connect with the land, do what we do, and we'll take you guys with us. So if you like the videos, please be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you out there. So when I was researching the trip, my dad first suggested it. He found like these old ruins, supposed to be old Anasazi ruins. When I looked it up, according to ChatGPT, that's offensive actually. They're called Ancestral Puebloans, because the word Anasazi is derived from their enemies, and it basically just means enemy. So I don't know. Obviously, I'm not one, so I'll just take ChatGPT at its word that that's offensive, and I'll call them Ancestral Puebloans. But the ruins down in the Four Corners area are where we're going. So they're like tucked up into a little canyon. They're high up on the canyon walls. So one of the reasons that they think they're so high up is because it was like a defensible position. But if you look, like, you can't really like walk up to them. Like they're very, very difficult to climb through too, or I assume they are. So I think what they would do, like back in the days, they would take ladders and put them up next to the thing, and then they like once they get up, they pull them up behind them. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Is my
because there's nothing to get up there.
Are you worried about the weather?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you told me it was gonna be sunny, and then yesterday you told me it was gonna snow.
When I looked 3 weeks ago, it was gonna be sunny. When I looked yesterday, it could snow. But I think that's part of the experience.
Yeah, I guess.
Does it worry you for you, or worry you for Sophie?
I think Sophie will be fine. I only brought like long sleeves and pants for her. For me, I just don't like the cold. And I have no way to get inside. So
we have a tent. You can get inside when you need. That's as inside as it gets.
yeah.
I think when I think about like taking kids camping, I think a lot of times we don't give them enough credit for how much discomfort they can handle, because I almost think that sometimes they don't realize that they're supposed to be miserable. Like when it's raining on them or snowing on them, you know? Like they just don't get it. They're just like, oh, whatever, it's raining or snowing.
Yeah, but I like the rain. I always go play in the rain.
You gonna go play in the rain when we get there?
Not when we're camping, because I have no way to get warm. Well, I do if I have to put the buddy heater on, but
yeah, I have ways to get warm.
Yeah, but it's different than when you
make a fire.
When you can just go into your house and get warm.
Where we're going, every trail leads to a mystery, every canyon hides a story. Centuries ago, the ancestral Puebloans called this rugged land home, leaving behind a map written in stone and shadow. We're setting out to find the pieces they left behind, to follow their paths, stand where they stood, and unlock the stories etched into these wild places.
Well, there's the rocks things right there, so I think it's for beyond.
Morning. Did you guys sleep? Dude, well, the crazy part was that it just like it was gusting like 40 miles an hour and then it just stopped completely.
Is that like 1, 10, 30?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, we curled up there and watched a movie because we were like, we're not gonna be able to sleep right away. But we have a ton of time today, so we can like, I don't know what your guys' plans were as far as breakfast. We can like make breakfast, coffee, and then we can drive this trail, which is only like 15 miles. We can find a spot and maybe stop for a minute and grab lunch, and then like wherever we're gonna camp, mark that spot for them, and then there's another trail off that we can like do just to like kill some time. I looked it up this morning. It's like a 4 out of 10, so it shouldn't like be anything crazy. So, like I was telling you, Chance, this place is like, they film a lot of Western movies out here. Like if you've ever seen the movie like Wind Talkers, some of the scenes that involve the Navajo Nation were filmed out here.
That's dope. So you're trying to shoot a movie is what you're saying?
Basically, different kind of movie. Your first experience in southern Utah, what are your thoughts so far?
It's great.
Man of many words.
Yeah. Hey, you're on camera. I need a little bit more from you.
It's super great.
They call it the Valley of the Gods, and out here, you understand why. Towering monoliths rise like ancient sentinels from the desert floor, each one carved by time, wind, and the patient hand of the earth itself. Sandstone spires, buttes, and mesas, the remnants of a world shaped over 250 million years, whisper stories far older than memory. These formations are sacred. To early travelers, they were landmarks of both wonder and survival. And for Hollywood dreamers, these landscapes became the backdrop of epic tales. Echoes of this valley can be seen in classic westerns and desert adventures that etched the myth of the American frontier into the world's imagination. This place reminds us the land was here first. It will be here long after. We are just visitors, travelers on an ancient trail, writing our own small chapter into the vast story of the desert.
one's supposed to be like a 4 out of 10. But you never know with Onyx, bro. Because it's a good system, but it is subjective. I haven't aired down in forever.
Yeah, since last year.
What are you doing, Dad?
Letting air out of the tires.
Why?
So that way it drives better off-road.
I think those ridges are cool because they look like houses, how every other one of them looks the same.
Also, I think it's called a comb ridge because it supposedly it looks like a comb. Like how they like get the little waves.
Yeah,
I don't see a comb.
I don't see a cone either.
Running along the base of the mighty Comb Ridge. Comb Wash is a place where the desert seems to breathe. Ancient walls of sandstone rise like waves frozen in time, carved by centuries of wind, rain, and shifting earth. It's rugged here, raw and beautiful. A place where every canyon and draw feels like it holds a secret just out of sight. This will be our gathering point, a place to wait for the rest of our crew to arrive. In a landscape shaped by patience and endurance, it feels fitting to pause here to let the land welcome us in its own time. Tonight, we settle beneath these towering cliffs, surrounded by silence, history, and the promise of tomorrow's journey.
Yeah, I do have my chair, huh? Yeah. How about it? That was a pretty nice view. Going up?
Just when we thought the desert would grant us a peaceful evening, free from the weather of the day before, a sudden desert storm rolled over the ridge, rain hammering the earth, hail rattling against the trucks, the smell of wet dust rising around us. It was a reminder of just how alive this place is, how quickly the desert can change.
Pull up where, like, kind of where my nose is and Chance's tailgate is, so you can block the wind a little bit. Mostly flat, I would say.
The storm passed as quickly as it arrived, leaving behind a world washed clean. With the first light of morning, we would be ready to begin the real journey.
So we'll come out of this, drive up Comb Wash Road, and then turn into Arch Canyon.
Okay.
Then we'll drive
Going
into
up to Butler Arch or Butler ruins.
We will as well. That'll be after. So those are visible after we get up that Comb Ridge descent, that
Okay.
difficult trail. And then there's an overlook onto those, but there's some more up. There's like 2 or 3 sides up Arch Canyon.
Nice.
That'll.
Looked like there was a nice little hike up to the Butler ruins.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
We check that out.
There's a little hiking trail.
See what there is to see. Are we good?
Yeah, that was kind of some tight little turns.
Yeah. Well, I think there's more further up, so
Yeah.
it'll probably just continually get tighter.
Hopefully we don't get those Jeeps.
Yeah, that was my worry too, but
20 trucks.
Tucked into the cliffs above us, the Arch Canyon ruins whisper stories of a people who lived with the land, not just on it.
yeah, it just says no vehicles. I think we're good. It just says no vehicle, and there's definitely like footprints. I don't think we're breaking any rules. These things withstood the test of time for sure.
Way back hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
You think we do that now?
Nope. Well, look, there's petroglyphs right there as well.
Mud cliffs.
What do you think they say?
Something about the sun and
I could see that being a sun or a maze.
Yeah. Well, they seem to like this symbol quite a bit.
Yeah.
Built over 700 years ago, these cliff dwellings were once home to the ancestral Puebloans, skilled farmers, builders, and astronomers who thrived in this harsh desert landscape.
Fun fact, the tribe, the Puebloans, they like kind of vanished around like, I want to say it was like 1480 or something like that. And they just like, no one really knows what happened. They just kind of dispersed. They split up into a bunch of different tribes. Yeah. Well, I read something somewhere that was like probably like famine, probably like tribal conflict. They just left all their houses behind.
They carved out a life here using stone, earth, and ingenuity, storing food, raising families, and watching the skies. What remains is a fragile glimpse into a world long past, but not forgotten.
We have no idea, actually.
Nothing like hanging a fire over the edge of a small little drop off.
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah, this route was a little sportier than I had anticipated.
Yeah, it's a bit narrow.
Yeah.
Good for side by side. Narrow Jeep.
We don't know where the ruins are at this point. There should be somewhere around here.
Right.
All in the corner?
Right here. Yeah, if you're right here, right above this rock, it's going to see a wall.
I don't see.
Yeah, you guys are probably too short.
Well,
It looks like this. When you look at it that way, you know how it has like the layers? It's like the shell layers. When you look at it from over there, it looks like a wall.
Our final stop in Arch Canyon brought us to the jailhouse ruins, a name given not by the ancient builders, but by modern explorers struck by the tiny windowless rooms that cling to the rock.
I think it was actually used as a jailhouse. I think
Stay down.
they said they don't exactly know, maybe to keep small animals out or just for like storage purposes.
How the hell would you traverse up there?
Up there.
See the sticks, the holes?
Okay, I see.
There's two holes and those are sticks. sticking up.
Yeah.
These ruins, likely used for storage or ceremonial purposes, are a testament to the ingenuity and adaptability of the ancestral Puebloans. Built into the cliffside with precision and purpose, they remind us that every stone laid here had meaning, and that the silence of these walls still holds echoes of life lived long ago. Leaving behind the quiet echoes of Arch Canyon, we turned our wheels toward the cliffs. The Comb Ridge descent isn't just a road, it's a raw, exposed staircase of sandstone ledges, tight switchbacks, and narrow shelves carved into the side of the ancient rock.
I think they're over here somewhere.
The ruins?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're accessible from up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the trail I saw, you're down in the wash, down at the bottom, and maybe over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely seems like
Yeah. I bet we should be able to see them from over here, though, no? So the map has them over in this area. That's right there.
From a ledge above the wash, we looked across time. The Butler Wash ruins are carved into a sandstone alcove, a cluster of ancient rooms, granaries, and kivas left behind by the ancestral Puebloans over 700 years ago. They didn't just survive here, they thrived. They studied the stars, stored food for hard seasons, and built lives woven into the land itself. Standing here now, it's hard not to feel the weight of that history and the quiet strength of those who came
We
before
missed the
us.
turn off, but
I think there's a road down there too.
yeah. Well, where they were hiking from, we passed.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But it's cool. We saw them.
Yep.
With the bulk of the trail behind us, we returned to camp, tired, dusty, and fulfilled. As the sun dipped below the sandstone towers, we gathered around the fire, the air cooling with the hush of night. Out here, it's not just about where you go. It's about what stays with you after the engine cuts off and the world goes still. This was our final night, but the connection to this land that stays long after the trail ends.
Favorite part of the trip was our what was the canyon with the sketchy cliff?
Oh,
What was that pass?
Comb Ridge Descent,
Yeah, that one.
which
Comb
we
Ridge
actually did
Descent.
as an ascent, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. That one was.
It was meant to be a descent. It was actually an ascent.
I think an ascent is better on that than a descent.
Yeah, I think
110%
the
fair.
ascent was less sketchy.
That's probably my favorite part. Yeah, it's fun watching Josephine in the backseat avoid looking out
back and
the
forth.
windows.
I could do it in small doses.
You wouldn't look to the side?
Oh
I
no.
was on the cliffside.
Right.
I
Yeah.
could look every once in a while, but
It's like,
not
oh, that's
the
a
whole
great
time.
view.
And then
One
Yeah,
eye.
just
I'd
keep
see
my-
Steph in the video every once or in the mirror every once in a while, and she just like straight face, like looking, just looking at literally straight out that way. I was like, yeah, they both got some anxiety going on.
No.
I was like, they do
White
not.
knuckling that like passenger grip.
Yeah. The only time you really looked up was for the car.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
There were some moments where it was like shocking how little was in between tires and
Oh yeah.
it's like what this tiny little bush is gonna keep anybody from going.
Yeah.
No, the driver's skill will keep you from going over the edge. That's it.
The last set of ruins is pretty cool too.
Yeah, the structure,
Yeah.
like I think those are the most intact I've ever seen.
I love how we were about to leave and we're like, oh shit, there they are.
Yeah, I just saw the top of one of them, and I'm like, And I walked over a little further, and it's like a full building.
Yeah. Well, that thing was tall too.
Oh yeah, really
Yeah.
tall.
Like I don't understand what their purpose would have been for having a structure that tall, other than just
Maybe
That was the big
Looks
boss,
cool.
dude. That's
Like-
a big boss.
Because it's
like
down there.
combat the wind, like
Mhm.
getting in a weird angle,
Maybe.
so they I don't know.
Well, did
A
you see
lookout tower.
did you see the little
Maybe.
door? Did you
I
see
saw
the
the
little
little-
door?
Oh yeah.
Like the
Mhm.
dude. That it was
I
like
saw
a
the
little
window.
hole. It was like a
Window.
little
Oh,
hole.
it was a window.
I don't know if it was a window or the opening to
That's how they
how
got
they would
in.
get in. I have
That
no
was like
idea.
pretty high up though. Like they'd have to scale that like every
No,
time.
they wouldn't. It was like probably like a foot up, 2 foot up.
It looked nice.
It wasn't that tall. Come on, guys.
I wouldn't even know.
Like, I don't know. Maybe there was a second one at the top.
Their doors to those structures were pretty tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We just had to crawl in.
Yeah, just crawl in. Well, and then that one, the jailhouse one. From what I was looking, no one knows why they put like the vertical sticks there. It's like everyone speculates that it was like keep animals out or like storage that you could easily access. Yeah.
Well, I could see it for like if someone, I don't know if anyone lived in there. It may have just been stores, right? Like that'd be crazy to live up there, but we don't know what it looked like way back then.
It'll be crazy to
obviously.
store stuff up there too.
Yeah, literally.
Unless
But
there was
even
like
then,
crazy
like-
flooding back then.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think the
Possibility,
water line was way higher.
Way higher.
Yeah.
They could have been canoeing straight to their front door and we wouldn't have known it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Alright everyone, that does it for this journey. If you watch this far, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, all those good things. It'll help us bring some more adventures to you. The next video we'll probably be doing Rim Rocker from Moab to Colorado, so that'll be sometime in May. That video will probably be out in June, so Yeah, just keep an eye out for us and keep watching. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.